Hey there, my name is Doster, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about pessimism. Pessimism is a way of viewing the world. It's a perspective, a paradigm, a way of thinking and talking about things, a way of being in the world, a way of experiencing the world. It's a mode of expression. It is an essence of what you are. Essentially, pessimism is spending the majority of your time worrying about problems. Anyone who spends the majority of their time talking about problems is a pessimist. Anyone who is concerned with all that's wrong with people and the world is a pessimist. Now, let me just give you some examples of people who are in this category, who operate under this mode. I've got a list. I was just thinking off the top of my head, doing a little bit of a Google search to see what came up. And most of these people you know, so take a listen to this list of pessimists. Friedrich Nietzsche, Oscar Wilde, George Bernard Shaw, Arthur Schopenhauer, Albert Camus, George Will, Krishnamurti, Voltaire, Pascal, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Jordan Peterson, Douglas Murray, Robert Greene, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Brett Weinstein, Donald Trump, and the list goes on, right? And immediately in that, you can see what pessimism is. You can see the tone by which they think about the world, by which they talk, by which they express themselves and see how reality to be. Now, of course, pessimism is catching, right? It sells. It's big money. It's big marketing. Pessimism is something that really makes an impression upon humans because we're problem orientated, right? We're doing all that we can in so many aspects of our lives to hold off problems. Now, of course, here comes my argument. We must be aware of problems. We must be aware of things that are wrong, pathologies, the dark side, our own shadow side, the things that are complexifying in such a way as to cause human suffering. Human suffering is a reality to be contended with. But it is not a mode of being in the world. It's not a paradigm to be nested in. It's a small thing that should be contended with on its way to a better thing. Now, when you realize that it's just a paradigm and you can move out of it, and there's a whole range of people who don't operate like this, your whole world can open up. You can have a very different perspective. You can have a very different understanding. You can have a radically different feeling about yourself and your place in the world. Now, of course, this doesn't sell. No one wants to know about how good life can be, how great things are. This doesn't catch. This is not big business, right? Even in the positive psychology sector of self-help, which is sort of related to this, it doesn't really quite catch on in the same way that the furthest outreaches of human beauty can go for. Let me tell you, it's possible to make peace with the world. It's possible to actually sense the resolution of all of the problems that you've faced. It's possible to step into a higher being, a higher way of being. And that way of being is full of beauty. It's full of explosive ecstasy. It's full of psychedelic perception. It's full of immense gratitude. It's full of existential gratification. It's full of love, sensitive human connection, understanding, compassion, truth, creativity, the spice of life, dancing, innocence. It's full of peace. These are higher values. And of course, it all sounds so poetic, right? It sounds so fluffy and off to the pixies if you're not aware of how profound new paradigms are. Now, a real test and a real hit to what it is that your consciousness is doing is how you answer this question, what is higher beauty? Or what is, in a sense, the opposite of pessimism, right? If it's not positivism, then it's higher beauty and higher values. And if we really put you in the boxing ring and say, go for it, have it out. What is your higher picture? What is your vision of humanity? What is your vision for yourself? Then that is really the question that we need to get underway with. Now, if you want to understand paradigms and you like to know multiple perspectives and value spheres and how self-help and higher vision sits within broader human consciousness, you can click on over into my introduction video on a new course that I've got on developmental psychology. So in that course, we go through dozens of value spheres, dozens of perspectives, dozens of ways of which we think about life and the world. And that course is hosted on Udemy. So click off YouTube. And if you don't know about Udemy, it's pretty good, right? You can see previews of courses and you can watch videos, watch people talking like this. You'll be able to watch me talking on this developmental psychology course. And then you can enroll in the course, right? It's over 18 hours long. I've got over 12,000 students. That particular course has a rating of 4.85 out of 5 stars. So it's a very popular course. It's very well reviewed. So you can go ahead, check out the introduction videos for free, and then enroll in the course. So Udemy is good for learning some better stuff, right? If you're not familiar with Udemy, it's really worth checking out because YouTube, it's a bit insidious, right? Because you get fed all the pessimistic stuff, right? You get fed Douglas Murray, you get fed Jordan Peterson, you get fed Ben Shapiro, you get fed Donald Trump news, right? This is pessimistic stuff. This is negativity. And none of these people are giving you solutions. Well, maybe they do offer solutions, right? Maybe there are pessimists and then there are pessimists. Some pessimists might be those types that actually identify the problems and then say, well, this is what we can do about it. So maybe it's unfair to lump them all together, but there is a whole different paradigm out there. There is a whole different way of being. There is a truth on the path of knowledge that you can find if you keep following this, right? This video, listening to this is a calling for you to step up into something new, something better, something more powerful, something more aware. And the next step on that path for you is enrolling in my course. And I'm dead serious about that. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you can learn 36 forms of developmental psychology and paradigms and value spheres, then you can really be having a good kick underway on your path of knowledge. So the course is over 18 hours long. It's got a really good rating. You can watch the preview videos, the introduction videos for free. Follow the link in the description of this video and enroll today. So thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the course.